Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So, we have got the V-Jump info for who is coming next, the next DOKKANFEST exclusive, over on JP Dokkan. Now, this is interesting. Now, I have been talking about this recently, that this is a character and a team that did need some love. And then, of course, you know, me and the homie Garesh, you know, tossing ideas out. This is obviously one of the ones we came to that does need to be added into Dokkan. So, it appears that the next DOKKANFEST exclusive for JP, which, I mean, judging by the usual schedule that they keep, you know, it's a cooler. I assume this cooler will drop within this 4-day span right here. The 30th, 31st, 1st, or 2nd. Almost always, it seems like these new DOKKANFEST exclusives kind of drop on, like, the last day of the month. So I would not be shocked if this cooler came out on Halloween. That would make a lot of sense to me. So probably about 2 weeks from now. Do I think anything else is going to come on JP in between then? Just the Halloween stuff. So this is good. A month where there's no LRs, finally. It's only been 20 months since we haven't had an LR. So, what we have here, it appears to be a final form, or excuse me. It's like, you know, Frieza's final form version of Cooler, right? So, looks like it's going to be this guy right here, which is good because there's a gigantic hole here. Literally the only version of this cooler we have is the Baba Shop one, who, like, he was okay when he dropped in March of 2017, but obviously he's not anything spectacular now. So we're going to get a DOKKANFEST exclusive level character for this one right here. So he's that, just like, you know, cooler, I guess, what, 4th form or whatever. Then he goes to final form cooler with an active skill, I believe, is the way that this is going to work. So, one thing, I'm not the biggest fan of these active skill transformations, right? It's just, cooler could easily be just a transformation unit. I don't know. Judging by the way the movie went, I think Cooler could just transform in, like, turn 3 or 4, and there shouldn't be really too many issues. I mean, Goku and him fought, and then Cooler's just like, okay, time for you to get bodied now. And then he just goes his final form, and dominates Goku, like, ridiculously. But they insist on making it these active skill transformations. So, what is likely to happen here is Cooler will probably have, like, you know, okay, so, like, maybe Cooler will have, like, I don't know. I was going to say he would be defensive and then he would go offensive with the active skill, even though when he's transformed, that's when he, like, just goes through Goku's Kamehameha and blasts him, right? So, like, this cooler could very easily be, like, he could be a super attack counter character. I honestly, we haven't had one of those since Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? Like, well, I mean, I guess the Super Saiyan 4s count, but I think Cooler as a super attack counter character is probably the smartest way to go about this. That would make him very, very interesting and very unique as well, especially if he had a high chance or a great chance like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta does. This Cooler could easily become one of my favorite units, but the fact that he has this active skill transformation, it's just a bummer for a number of reasons. One, it means that there's probably going to be some sort of there's going to be a lot of drawbacks, but, like, he's probably going to be a lot different transformed. Like, you know, for example, Tech Trunks is constantly stacking his attack and defense. It's very easy from the super attack, all of that. Then when you use his active skill, he becomes a gigantic nuking character. You know, his defense is not guaranteed. It's, you know, from orbs. So there's just, like, a lot of, like, there's negatives to transforming, but then he's also super effective against all types. So, like, you know, I don't know. This cooler could be, like, 100% attack and defense at the start of turn. Maybe, like, I don't know, 70% damage reduction or something like that. And then after you use his active skill, maybe he goes up to, like, 150% attack and defense. And then he gets, you know, like, the high chance to counter super attacks or the great chance to counter super attacks. Like maybe that would be kind of like the way this card would be set up. But another reason that active skill transformations really suck is because we're not getting the attack out of it. Like, when you could just do that cheap attack, that's the best. I mean, you know, LR Cell has got it, but I mean, they gave him the most ridiculous restriction ever. So, like, you just never see Cell's active skill. But, like, one reason the Super Saiyan 4s are so good, and what, like, I see a lot of people just, like, not even talking about it, is turn 4, the Super Saiyan 4s just have this, like, ridiculously powerful attack. They just get a free 18-key super attack at the start of turn. In something like Super Battle Road, it's just so cheap. It's just so helpful. So, like, characters that could do these active skill attacks, like, they're just, like, better than characters that can't do it, right? Like, you know, it's just so much better. Like, you know, Gohan, his transformation being an active skill is a bummer. This Cooler, his transformation being an active skill is a bummer. I'd much rather, you know, their active skills be some sort of, like, big-time attack like that. That would always work a lot better for these characters, right? The other thing we got here is the Halloween characters. I do actually have to do, there was a data download on Global last night. I do actually have to do a video on that as well, covering some of these Halloween characters, the Candy Vegito, the Super Saiyan Gotenks and Ghost, and then there also is a Kid Great Saiyaman version of Kid Trunks, which I think is pretty cool. So we'll kind of go over all that. Over here we do have Dragon Ball Legends. I believe there's a Cooler coming, and then there's also a Dragon Ball Super Frieza who is coming pretty soon. So everything right here, everything is centered around the homie Goresh this week, like this month. So Goresh better get better get ready, because both Legends and Dokkan. Well, I guess, you know, Goresh is a global player, so Cooler's a couple of months away, but Legends, our boy's going to be going crazy. So, okay, so a new Cooler is good, by the way, because, like, if we look at it, right, Final Form Cooler, like, it's been a long time since we've gotten him. I think this AGL one has come out more recently. I still have to do a rainbow on him, but this guy's a support type unit anyway, so he's not really meant to really compete with this physical Cooler right here. Metal Cooler with his EZA is probably going to be a mainstay on whichever team that this Cooler is on, right? Because, like, this, you know, 50% attack and defense for himself. He gives 30% attack to all allies, and he gives 3 key and 40% defense. So a massive buff. He'll be very important for whatever Cooler team we have. And then all these Coolers right here. So if we look at Final Form Cooler right here, we could probably take a look at what maybe, like, his categories might be and stuff. So Movie Bosses, Transformation Boost, and Wicked Bloodline. Unfortunately, I mean, unless Cooler comes with a brand new category, which, you know, I mean, I don't, I can't even think what category he might come with, really, off the top of my head. I don't know. I mean, like, what, I guess, what if there's a category for characters that do, like, you know, physical type supers and blast type supers, but those categories would be too big and too OP, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what this Cooler could be. I think probably he's some sort of leader or double leader for, like, Wicked Bloodline or even Transformation Boost. Wicked Bloodline for sure needs this upgrade. Like, I've been saying that this team needs an upgrade, and they do, because this team does not get buffed. Like, look at how few characters there are here. Like we just have these couple LRs. The only LR is LR Full Power Frieza, he was in the data download for Global last night, by the way. I believe it comes out on the 20th. Then if we look down here, you know, we got, like, Metal Cooler, Tech Golden Frieza, Angel Golden Frieza. You know, we got a bunch of good TURs in here, but there's just a lot more that needs to be added. Like, I think the Wicked Bloodline team, more than, like, any other team, they could benefit the most from Dragon Ball Heroes characters, because, you know, we're talking Golden Cooler, Golden Metal Cooler, like Mecha Frieza really needs, like, a decent TUR. A lot of those things do need to be added into the game to buff this team, so we'll see what happens. I do think it's probably most likely that Cooler has Transformation Boost in his leader skill. Now, this is going to be interesting, because Transformation Boost is low-key, like, it has, like, damn near the best roster in the game at this point, because all these transformation characters, which is pretty much like every freaking Dokkan Fest at this point, are in this category. Like, you know, you got Namek Goku, you know, LR Full Power Frieza's in here, New Future Gohan, UI Goku, Tech Trunks, AGL Zamasu, like, all these guys are in here. So if we get a new leader for this team, that's huge, because SDR Super Buu, you know, I want to say he's not as bad as people say he is, but unfortunately he kind of is. And he's a horrible leader. I mean, y'all listen to me slander Int Cell all day long on how bad of a leader he is for the Android/Cell Saga team. Well, Buu is right there too. I mean, all he has is fear and faith. That's not good enough. Like, the fact that they didn't give him shocking speed until he turns into Boo Gohan, it's utter ridiculousness. Now, I know obviously they were thinking this team is way too powerful. If Boo was like a good leader, this would be like damn near the best team in the game. But I mean, come on. Like, the team is just not even like fun to run. So give us a beast of a leader Cooler with like shocking speed and stuff like that. And like, at that point, then it becomes, this team becomes very, very interesting if that Cooler is insane. I mean, maybe he could be a support type unit before he transforms or something. I don't know. They could definitely do a lot of stuff. And then the final thing I did want to talk about here, Goku, right? I do think we're probably, this would make sense for them to release a Goku. Maybe even a transforming Goku into Super Saiyan from the Cooler movie. This guy right here. Now, honestly, this guy is DOKKANFEST exclusive level worthy, I think. We have the one from the Metal Cooler movie already. He is, I think, one of the best Easy A's in the game with a 70% chance to stun. He has a 50% chance to crit. And then because of the way he's built, you can easily go full additionals on him and give him a 40% chance to get an additional attack as well. So he just becomes insane. But I think this Goku right here is very deserving of a card. And, you know, we have a million base form Gokus and a million Super Saiyan Gokus now, right? Well, I mean, really looking at it, like, okay, so this LR Goku is good for the Buu Arc team. This LR Goku can be good if you want to, you know, get some support type units. Obviously, this is basically like the best base form Goku that you're going to be running a lot of the times, right? And then Super Saiyan Gokus, I mean, I'm not going to be opposed to another Super Saiyan Goku because of how important he is in relation to LR Gohan. You know, we need, like, strong Super Saiyan Gokus to make the Super Saiyan 2 Gohans better. So, like, we could easily get, I don't know, like, an AGL or a Tech or an Int Super Saiyan Goku from the Cooler movie here. I don't know what he would do. I mean, I presume we're going to start getting a lot of repeats of characters like this. So what they have to do is make them, like, this is where, like, restrictions come in and all those types of things. Like, Cooler will probably have restrictions as well, but I'm not even going to try and guess as to what his restrictions might be, right? But I could see, like, this Goku right here from the Cooler movie being something like 100% attack and defense at the start of turn, and then against, like, Wicked Bloodline enemies, he gets, like, I don't know, like 80% damage reduction and a guaranteed additional super or something like that. So, like, boom, there we go. So, like, you know, if you're going up against a Wicked Bloodline enemy, you want to bring this Goku because he's going to single-handedly destroy it. Like, I think that is a good way to go about it. That'll be very good, obviously, in the future for, like, you know, Easy A's and stuff like that, Dokkan Battlefield. So we're like, okay, I know I'm going up against this Wicked Bloodline, you know, enemy, so I'm going to bring this Super Saiyan Goku from the Cooler movie, and he's going to completely take control. Like, that's a good idea for Dokkan to release. Because if we look at different characters from that Cooler movie, I mean, it's basically, we already got Icarus Gohan. They could release another Piccolo, I guess. Here, let me actually pull up Movie Heroes real fast, because we do only have, wait, I want to go Movie Heroes here, Blue Gogeta, that's how I'll do it. We only really have, I think, Piccolo from the Metal Cooler movie, right? Like, let me look here. Yeah, that's it. So, like, we easily could get a Piccolo, because he does fight Salsa for a while. I mean, he gets bodied by Cooler, obviously, but Piccolo doesn't really do that much now that I think about it. I mean, I guess we could maybe get, like, a Krillin or something like that, but really, from that first Cooler movie, it's just, like, the two big holes is, like, a transforming Cooler, and then, like, you know, a transforming Goku or this Super Saiyan Goku. So, I do think it's very likely that this guy shows up. I guess he could even show up as an LR in the middle of November. I mean, I wouldn't be upset about that. Also, you know what I just realized, by the way? Metal Cooler came out on, like, Halloween of last year. Yeah, he did. So, like, Halloween, back-to-back years, we're going to get Cooler. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. And then 2 years ago on Halloween, it was Super Vegito. So, yeah, like, the 31st, I think, is very, very likely for when this Cooler is going to come. So, let me know what you guys think. Transforming Final Form Cooler with active skill. Obviously, I'd prefer if it wasn't with active skill, but, you know, what are we going to do, huh? Probably going to have insane restrictions. I'm going to cover the global data download now. You know, LR Full Power Frieza, all the Halloween cards that have shown up. So, thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.